Hey, everybody, how are you? Hope you are doing well. Welcome to If You Don't Like That. Hit me up with your messages. Yes, indeed, John. Oh, boy. Cody, let's go. Dennis, are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? And here's the question I have for you. Are you ready for September 2nd at 3 p.m. on Fox Sports Sacramento? Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready right now. 104.7 FM, 890 AM. Be sure and download the Fox Sports KSAC app. September 2nd. You ready? Everybody ready in Sacramento? Huh. I'm pumped. Can't freaking wait. Can't freaking wait. What's up, Dorian? How are you, man? And hello to the chat, says Dorian. Everybody's ready to go, man. That's what we do here. What do you want to talk about today, huh? NBA schedule fully released tomorrow, so we'll go over that. The Kings, what the hell you call it? The NBA Cup? The gimmick that is the NBA Cup? How about this? Oklahoma City, November 7th, at Minnesota on November 14th. Home Wednesday, November 26th, Phoenix. At Utah 2 nights later. The gimmick that is the NBA Cup. Wake me up when it's over, would you please? Wake me up when it's over. Seriously. By the way, none of the games will be on national television that the Sacramento Kings are playing in. Think about that. None of them. None of the games. So when the schedule comes out tomorrow, I think you'll see the Kings on national TV twice. So I'm not counting NBA TV. All right? Thank you very much, Egan. Congratulations on the new radio show. So happy about this. I've been listening to with my dad from the start. We love you. Go Kings. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Make sure you tell your dad I appreciate that as well. My thoughts on John Gruden's lawsuit. I think it's great. I think he was bamboozled. I think he got railroaded by the NFL. And I think it's great. I hope he kicks their butt. I think it's great. How will I be able to stream Kings games in Reading? Can anybody help Karen with that in the chat? How she can stream Kings games in Reading? If any of our loyal viewers can help Karen out, I'd appreciate it. She would appreciate it. Thank you. Not a problem. Okay, so Preston wants me to follow up with his question the other day about Russell Wilson being a Hall of Famer. First of all, his career's not over yet. So can we acknowledge that? I'm going to say no, but borderline. But I'm going to say no. What says you, Preston? What says you? Grant, are you going to be doing your rant still in the morning or during your afternoon show? How about both, Jerry? Afternoon, mornings, middle of the night? Both. Both. John says, Karen, Stream East will get you the opponent's broadcast nearly every time. Am I the only one disappointed that the Kings didn't bring Trey Lyles back? Probably. Let's go, J. Cal. What's up, Grant? Can't wait for your show. Sports radio in Sac has been boring and repetitive. Sacramento Sports Radio is back, baby. Yes, it is back. You are right about that. Russell Wilson better than Phillip Rivers? I'd have to say yes, Cody, based on his postseason success. Yes, absolutely. If I'm going to say of the two, if you told me that one of those two had to be in the Hall of Fame, I'm taking Russell Wilson. Now, I'm fully aware Dan Marino didn't win a Super Bowl, but I'm looking at how Marino played in the postseason, and I'm looking at Rivers' limited postseason. That, to me, is a deciding factor. I'd love to know what you think, Cody. What do you think? Rabanese, what's up, buddy? Rabanese says, what was the best performance from a Kings player that I remember the most? Boy. In all honesty, there's too many to name. There's too many to name. You got to remember, I started doing the games in 1988, all the way into 2020. That covers a lot of different eras of Kings basketball with greatness on the court. So I can't really just pick out one. It's a fair question, but I can't. I can't. All right. Russ is a 9-time All-Star, 1 league MVP. All right. Are we talking about Russell Westbrook? Or were you asking me about Russell Wilson? Because now you're confusing me, James. We're not talking about Russell Westbrook. We're talking about Russell Wilson. Cody says Russell Wilson, not Hall of Fame. I would tend to agree with you. All right. How can we see more of Keon? Does Keon need to start? How's he going to start, Dennis? Second on the Kings in blocks, second in NBA in deflections, fifth in the NBA in steals, blah, blah, blah. How's he going to start? He's not going to start. Who's he going to start over, Dennis? Answer that, buddy. All right. I mean, I don't see it. Karen, I stream the game's home radio broadcast through XM Radio. Much prefer listening to G-Man versus the TV broadcast. Amen. Russell in the Hall of Fame, I would look at Kurt Warner's tenure with the Giants. It looked bleak. He was borderline. And then his run with Arizona came, and then he went into a Hall of Fame. Yeah, but he also had great years with what was called the greatest show on turf in St. Louis. But yes, I would say the Arizona stint put him over the top. Very fair. Very fair. Mike Bibby moves. Had a nice chat with Mike Bibby 2 days ago. Omri Caspi was a cool guy when he played for the Kings. I love Omri. Great guy. Says, I got to give us one in error. Well, one in error? All right, so back in the 80s, Reggie Theus and Otis Thorpe. 90s, Mitch Richmond. 2000s, either Weber or Stojakovic. There you have it. I'm just doing it right off the top of my head. Thank you, man. I can't wait to get back on the airwaves in Sacramento as well. Thoughts? Why do I think the Giants have been terrible since acquiring Devers? Well, look at how Boston's played since he left. One bad apple can really mess up your clubhouse, but I can't put the whole blame on him. I mean, the Giants are embarrassing right now, are they not? They're embarrassing. They're not even competitive. And I like Bob Melvin as a manager, but he's not going to survive this. I mean, they're embarrassing. And how about embarrassing at home in front of your home ballpark? I mean, Bob Melvin had to come out and say he was sorry to the fans. That's pretty bad when your manager has to come out after the game and apologize to the fans. Terrible. Man. My friend works for Bluetooth. Would I promote it on my program? Well, I mean, if they buy advertising, I will. One of the many moments I distinctly remember is when we just acquired Scott Pollard and him going toe-to-toe with Karl Malone in the playoffs, one of those eruptive Arco moments. He guarded Karl Malone better than anybody else I've seen. Much better than Chris Webber guarded him. Oh, Blue Chew. Again, if they pay for advertising, I'll look into anything. Sorry, you said Bluetooth. Now you're saying Blue Chew. You're confusing me. What happened to my Yankees? Started great, now struggling. I'll tell you exactly what happened to him. They need a new general manager and they need a new manager. Start with that. Start with that. I've been saying that for years, by the way. I've been saying this, James. I answered this yesterday. How do I like my papaya salad? Spicy, very spicy, or non-spicy? My ped. Not spicy. Ped mock. My ped. Ped nidnoy. My ped. Nidnoy. My. Nidnoy means a little bit. That's how I do it over there. Nidnoy. My ped. Nidnoy. My, if you didn't know, means no. So you can go ped mock. That means very spicy. Ped nidnoy, a little spicy. My ped, no. Do I sound like a freaking local over in Thailand or what? What do you think? Think that works? Yeah, I didn't think so. Karen says XM, thanks. Hope it's affordable. NBA is a joke featuring Suns on more national TV than the Kings. What a joke. No respect, man. No respect. I will not do Thai fish soup. Not my thing. Not my thing. Scott Pollard is a top-notch survivor. Yes, he is. Make sure you put one T in that Scott, Karen, or he'll be upset at you if he sees that. S-C-O-T. It's very sensitive about that. We don't want to upset him. We got to take Thai language courses. Good luck on that, taking Thai language classes. Good luck with that. Good luck. What is the first golf course that Rana was going to insist you drag him along to? Boy, I don't know. I haven't even thought about that. Oscar Mitch Richmond for sure. He had many great performances. Many. Who's my favorite Yankee? Mickey Mantle, Sparky Lyle, and Ron Guidry. Go back to the 60s, Mickey Mantle. I love Joe Pepitone in the 60s, number 25. They had Joe Pepitone at first, Horace Clarke at second, Tom Tresh at short, but probably Mickey Mantle number one. I mean, I love Derek Jeter, obviously. Love Mariano Rivera, but I mean, I'm an old school guy, so I go back Sparky Lyle and Mickey Mantle. Those are my two favorites. Sparky Lyle was phenomenal. What a great relief pitcher. And he taught Ron Guidry how to throw the slider, which changed his career around. Besides my show, what's the one thing I'm looking forward to when I come back to Sacramento? I'm looking forward to spending time with my son and my sons. My other son is going to fly in from Nashville for Labor Day weekend, and my friends. Do I think that Robert Parrish was an underrated big man? Yes, because of who he played with. Yes, I do. Valley High Golf Club, Elk Grove. I played Valley High. I like it. I'm not going to be playing a lot of golf when I get to Sacramento. I'm just telling you that right now. My favorite NFL Giants player. Now you're really putting the pressure on me because I go back to watching the Giants since the early 60s. So I can't, that's impossible. Now you're killing me over here. You're freaking killing me. If I had to go one from the 60s, All right. I mean, yeah, I can't do it. You're killing me. Homer Jones, number 45, wide receiver. Love Bob Tucker in the 60s, number 38. Love Joe Morrison, running back, number 40. Love John Mendenhall, number 64. Love Spider Larkhart, number 43. All right, now let me get me further into the 70s. Love Brad Van Pelt, number 10. Oh, boy. Man. Love Ron Johnson, running back, number 30. Phil Simms, one of my favorites of all time, number 11. LT. I don't have to tell you what his number was. There's a couple of them. There's a couple of them right there. It's a good list for the Yankees. Matsui, Bernie, Jeter, Mo. LT or Phil Simms? I love Phil Simms. Love the guy. Both tied. Do I think Wemby will dominate the league soon? I do if he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, yes, I do. Thailand and Cambodia are involved in a border dispute. How much do you hear about that in Bangkok? Not a lot. I mean, it's not a lot of talk about it. In the news, but not a lot. I think things have calmed down, and it's only on the border. And it's such a shame what happened. Innocent lives being lost for no reason. But in Bangkok, it's not really talked about, or at least from my perspective, it's not. I don't want to speak for the Thai people. That wouldn't be right. But I'm not hearing a lot of talk about it, and I'm not seeing a lot on it. I love Bernie Williams, too. Love Bernie. Grant, if somebody asked any football fan about their favorite player, could take them an hour just like it would with you or me. Yeah, well, here's the other deal. I mean, I go back. I've been watching the Giants since 1962 when I was 3 years old. I mean, I go back to Del Schaffner, number 85, who I love. Bob Tucker, tight end. I mean, Jack Gregory, loved him. Spider Larkhart, Willie Williams, 43 and 41. Loved John Mendenhall, nose tackle, one of my favorites. Loved him. Absolutely loved him. I don't pay attention to what you see on Yahoo Sports or any other about trade rumors, Andre, because they never come true, right? Or rarely. I'll tell you this, if I'm Malik Monk, what a summer it's been, huh? Every single day he wakes up, he's reading about himself in another trade rumor. Unbelievable. Seriously. I did see that the Blazers were sold, and I'm seeing that they're going to stay in Portland. And yes, I'm relieved they're staying in Portland too. But they're going to need a major renovation in the new arena. The Moda Center is really outdated. It's a shame because when you say outdated, it's still a great place to watch a basketball game. And I always love going to the Moda Center. But compared to where we are today, yeah, you'd have to say that. But I liked it. We're not talking politics. If you talk politics, I'm going to block you. All right. So, Joe, if I see another tweet on any politician, yay or nay, I'm going to block you. Yes, my dad started taking me when I was a 3-year-old man. Yes, I do think Tyrone Tracy is a good enough running back. Yes, I do. Monk's ears and eyes must be sore with all the trade talk and rumors. Yes. Very true. I would, I'm going to be back in Sacramento soon, and you'll see me at Bennett's for their prime seafood and steaks. Can't wait. I'll be at all 3 locations during my stay there, whether it's Sacramento, Roseville, or the West Side Grill in Rockland. Oh, I love Bennett's, their Taste of Summer menu. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Check out everything they have to offer, their prime seafood and steaks, their weekend brunch, And again, their Taste of Summer menu, which you can check out now at bennettsrestaurants.com. Sacramento, Roseville, the West Side Grill. Bennett's, awesome. I'll be there shortly. bennettsrestaurants.com. 62 is a fine year. I would agree with that. I think we should have a Grant is Back celebration at Bennett's in October. When I come through town, it would be awesome. We are actually thinking of having a couple of events, so stay tuned. Portland was once a beautiful city, but is now a slum. It's very sad what's happened in downtown Portland. I do not disagree with you. I don't know if I would call it a slum, but you're entitled to your opinion. Do I want any tennis at all? Do you mean, do I watch any tennis at all? Yes, I watch tennis a lot. A lot. Grant, you're going to go to an A's game? I'm probably going to go with my good buddy, Brian Knight, who just retired, by the way, as a Major League Baseball umpire. And he wants to take me out to a game because he knows all of the umpires and the crew, and we'll go hang out before the game. And yeah, I'll go check out a game for sure. Yeah. Kaminga's rumors say he hasn't talked to the Warriors in 2 weeks. He doesn't have to talk to them. It's August. There's nothing going on. And as Dennis says, he has until October 1st to sign the option. There's no reason to talk to him. There's nothing going on right now. We got to come out strong with Grant is Back in Sack shirts at the first home game. I really appreciate that. You make some shirts, I'll buy some. Thank you. I agree with you. I like the Moda too, but coming from watching games at Golden One to the Moda is night and day. I don't disagree with that. It's a very good point. It's very true. I can't argue with that. All right? I can't argue with that. I've had great memories at Moda. Do you know that Portland was the first city that I ever announced an NBA game? November 1988. Terry Porter, Clyde Drexler in the backcourt, Jerome Kersey, Buck Williams, Kevin Duckworth up front, Mike Schuler, the head coach at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Oh, what a memory that was. What a team that was. Love Mike Schuler. I got to know him very, very well when he became an assistant coach with Sacramento. What a great man. Loved Mike. Loved him. Great man. Do I think that Karl Malone should be removed from the Hall of Fame? Are we going to start removing everyone from the Hall of Fames who have a run-in with the law or something that is not deemed in our eyes horrific or whatever? I mean, I can't answer that. So do I think he should be removed from the Hall of Fame? No, I don't. Do I think that his past is alarming as it relates to sex with an underage woman? Is that fact now, or is that an allegation? But the point is, yes, that's alarming. Who has more wins, the Giants or Dallas? I think both teams are going to really struggle, but I think Dallas will probably have a few more wins. Probably. Some names in that Portland game you called. Oh, boy. Yes, there were. Yes, there were. Portland is not a slum. I'm not getting into this. Oakland, Stockton, and much worse. This is a sports show, okay? Like we're not talking about which cities are slums and which cities are not. We're not going down that road, please. All right? Andre says, Grant, with the current Kings roster, if we can't trust Carter being our backup point guard, then Keon Ellis play point? Well, he did last year, right? Carter, I don't see how he's going to step on the floor right now. How's he going to get on the floor? assuming that the roster stays the same. You got Schroeder and Levine starting, Keon Ellis and Malik Monk, then Carter. I don't know how he gets on the floor. I mean, I just don't see it. Hey, don't forget about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. They're available around the clock 24/7. Go to the website, the number on your screen, or newworksplumbing.com, NEWWRXplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. They're awesome. Remember, plumbing needs, repairs, New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. Glad to have you with us right here. Tomorrow we'll go over the NBA schedule at, what is tomorrow? We'll do 7 o'clock again. We'll go 7 o'clock again. That's really cool. Would you take Clyde or Dame as the best Blazers player? Boy, Blazers have had some great players. They've had some great players. I'd probably go Clyde Drexler, but they've had some great players. Clyde Drexler. Yes, Clyde the Glide. Boy, was he something else. He was great. But Portland's had a lot of great players over the years. Definitely had a lot of great players. But I would have to go Drexler. I mean, different era, hard to compare. So that's a good question, though. I mean, Damian Lillard, I'd have to go Clyde Drexler. I'm sorry, I got to go Clyde. Yeah, Brandon Roy, boy, can you imagine if he had stayed healthy? Cody says my favorite Blazer. Lawrence Taylor was a game changer. So beautiful to watch him play. He's the number one. He's the best defensive player of all time, in my opinion. Had the biggest impact of any defensive player in the history of the National Football League. Bill Walton was the best player. You know, Bill, I was going to say Bill. Bill's right up there in that conversation. Jack Ramsey, the head coach then. I would say that this is the biggest year for Kikin to prove he can prove his game on the offensive end. I agree with you. What was my favorite year calling the Kings out of all the seasons I announced? 2001, 2002. Dennis says, I'm pretty sure Grant's never played video games before. I never have. I've never played a video game. That's true. I've never played a video game. I used to play pinball all the time when I was a kid growing up. But on my phone, on my Xbox TV, never. I've never played a video game. Never. Haven't done it. How are you pretty sure about that? I've just never had an interest in it. Just never had an interest in it. I'm really not sorry about that. I don't want to get like addicted to playing video games. No foot injury. Bill Walton would have been top 3 Senators play the game. I don't disagree with that. Bill was great. Phenomenal. And what a great man. And I miss him. We lost Bill too soon, man. Been over a year now. I just can't believe we lost Bill Walton. Love Bill. You know, I did a number of games with Bill, and I didn't like the situation because it wasn't fair to Jerry Reynolds. We tried a 3-man booth at once, but you can't do a 3-man booth with Bill. You can barely do a 2-man booth. And I felt awful for Jerry because it shouldn't have happened that way. That was the Maloofs, and they wanted Bill and Jim Gray. Jim Gray shouldn't have been part of the telecast. There was no reason to have Jim Gray as part of the Sacramento Kings telecast. It was stupid. But they're good friends with Jim Gray, and but it was wrong. Same with Bill Walton, and I love Bill. All right, don't get me wrong, I love Bill Walton, but it was wrong. It was wrong. But my job is to announce the games, and I have to work with who they tell me to work with. And I've told Jerry this, and Jerry knows how much I didn't like when Jerry wasn't on with me. I didn't like that at all. I thought it was wrong, and I told Jerry, and Jerry knew exactly how I felt. But working with Bill was an experience. Like doing games with Bill Walton was an experience, and the team was terrible, right? So it kind of, we could have 2.5 hours of humor and fun, and they didn't have to concentrate on the terrible team so much, So, Bill was a treasure. Says, one basketball update. Euro 25 will be played in Lithuania. Hunt for the European crown starting in September. Okay. Walton was not the commentator, no disrespect. Bill, though, did a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm never going to say a bad word about Bill Walton. I'm just not. Bill's one of my favorite people of all time. Love Bill. Hey, Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Make sure you check out their website, CalusaSunrise.com, and check out their beautiful models. 6 models to choose from. No Mellorews, no homeowners. And I'm telling you, folks, it's beautiful out there. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, easy access, Highway 45, Highway 20, I-5. It's all there for you, Sunrise Landing. Make sure you check it out, CalusaSunrise.com, and beautiful Sunrise Landing, a Blazona development project. That's Sunrise Landing in Calusa. It's like Bill Walton was a person you wanted to be around because he made you laugh. And he said stuff that was so eccentric that you can't believe he was saying it. And I'm blessed when I look back at my career that I had a chance to experience games with Bill Walton. Grant is too busy going to Thailand to get into video games. I don't know if I would say that, but it's just video games have never appealed to me. They've never appealed to me. I know I'm different, right? I think I'm one generation too much. One generation too many is the proper way. I missed the video game phenomenon by one generation. I don't think a lot of people in my generation play video games either. I don't. We missed it by one generation. Eccentric is the perfect word, Grant. Yes. Throw it down, big guy. Bill Walton. Better owners, Maloof or Vivek. It's not even close. The Maloofs by a country mile. It's not even like we shouldn't even be having that discussion. The Maloofs were much, 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 much better owners than Vivek. Not even close. I'll never forget when Vivek bought the Kings and somebody from the Golden State Warriors, I'm not going to mention who, called Jerry Reynolds on the phone and said, it won't be long before you really miss the Maloofs. How about that? Full NBA schedule coming out real soon tomorrow. Do I pay attention to that or start analyzing it right away? Well, when I was announcing the games, I paid a lot of attention to it because it mapped out my entire schedule. And I used to look to see what nights off we had before games, where I was going to be, when I was going to go to New York. I always looked to see when they were in New York to play the Knicks and the Nets. That was the first thing I did. Second thing I did was look to see when they were going to be in Miami. Third, when I looked to see when they were going to be in Chicago and where their nights off. Was it the first game, the middle of the game, the end game of a road trip? So I looked at all of that. And then I would analyze the schedule a little bit too. Yes. Schedules change, injuries, right? Teams resting players. I used to love going to Vancouver. Of course, everyone loved going to Vancouver. Everyone. It was a real treat to go to Vancouver. Rich says, I'm going to the Belly Up tomorrow night where I first met Bill. What a gracious guy. It was at a Marshall Tucker concert. Wow. Not a Grateful Dead concert, huh? Marshall Tucker Band. Can't You See? One of the great songs of all time. Loved it. How about that? Marshall Tucker Band. Now you're, wow. I'm looking forward to seeing Dennis Schroeder play for Germany. I'm not. I'm looking forward to seeing him play for Sacramento. I don't care about Germany. But I am looking forward to seeing him play for the Sacramento Kings. There's nothing I'm going to see with him playing for Germany that I haven't seen already. So I don't care. I'm hoping he doesn't get hurt. Another guy just popped into the memory bank, Gary St. Jean. Love Saint. Great man, great husband, great father. That's Gary St. Jean. What's the worst NBA city to visit for a road game? Memphis by not even close. Saint's great. Love Saint. Love the man. I'll get Saint on my show in Sacramento. Great man. Which city do I prefer, Toronto or Vancouver? Probably Vancouver, because it's so much different than Toronto. Toronto to me is like New York. Don't get me wrong. I like Toronto. I love Toronto. But Vancouver is like, Vancouver's special. Incredible. I don't understand what you mean. They're going to splice NBA with your league. It's inevitable. I don't really understand what you mean by that. Speaking of game callers, thoughts on Bill King. Which sport was his best in your opinion? Well, I got to know Bill, and Bill was a treasure. You have to understand that for most of my life, I didn't hear Bill call games. And then when I moved to California, he didn't work that long. People tell me his best sport was basketball. But the Raiders, he had some historic, famous calls. It's hard for me to say he was great in all three. He was great. I have never been to Quebec, and I've always wanted to go. And I want to go to Montreal. I haven't been to Quebec City. It's probably the only province of Canada I haven't been to. I have not been in touch with Lionel Simmons, but I would love to see him because I love Train. Great. Oh, what was my music growing up? I loved all music, and I still do. Like if you look at my phone on my playlist, it wouldn't be that much different from the 70s. I like Foreigner, the Doobie Brothers. I love Motown, love Motown. Love Motown. Like, love it. I love smooth jazz. Like if you went on my phone right now, you would have Kool and the Gang, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Four Tops, Marvin Gaye. Then you'd have the Charlie Daniels Band, the Marshall Tucker Band. You'd have Paul Hardcastle, Kenny G, Dave Koz, Boney James. Like, probably my favorite group of all time is Earth, Wind, and Fire. I would put them number one. I'd have Earth, Wind, and Fire number one. Doobie Brothers, Greatest Hits, I love, number two. Love Rocking Down the Highway, listen to the music. South City Midnight Lady. Like, I love the Doobie Brothers, but Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like, if you told me I could only listen to one genre of music and one artist, one group the rest of my life, hands down would be Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hands down. Sorry, Grant, I meant EuroLeague and the NBA are going to. No, they're not, Dennis. No, they're not. How awesome was it that Ovechkin passed Gretzky, most goals scored? Did I ever think that would happen? No, I did not. And one of my best friends on the planet, George McPhee, drafted Alex Ovechkin and has told me the story about going over to Russia to meet OV and his family for the first time. Quite a story. Banff, Alberta, one of my favorite spots anywhere, awe-inspiring. It's pretty spectacular. If Arvydas Sabonis had come into the league earlier, how good would he have been? Maybe the best ever. China Grove, yep. Do I lift weights? Yes, I do. 3 days a week. Not like Mr. Universe lift weights, but yes, I do. I always try to stay in shape. It's important to me. So, yeah. All right. So I got to roll because I have a huge interview I have to do in 15 minutes and I have to get ready for. So tomorrow, NBA schedule, 7 o'clock. Looking forward to it. Okay. Tomorrow, back here at 7. Appreciate it. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye-bye.